Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Tuesday, the 2nd of April 2024. So gold hits record highs last week, bonds battered as inflation fears ignite. The macro picture was not great for the doves today. This is the last trading day of last week, which was Thursday. Hot ISM data sees market trim rate cut bets, so rate cuts are off the table again. More economic news for today. We've got German prelim CPI jobs opening, and FOMC member Mester is going to be speaking also later today at 5 p.m. Of course, the clocks have gone forward, so everything is back to normal now with regards to all of the markets after the last 3 weeks of being an hour difference between the UK and US. Right, let's have a look at the markets. And speaking of the US, let's kick off and have a look at the Dow. And in the Dow, you can see that the last trading day, which was for the April the 1st, as it's highlighted here, you can see the market down sharply for this move. And if we have a look at the US, you can see there yesterday, market just moving sharply to the downside there, and then overnight the market's finding a bit of support at the previous day's close. So despite the fact that the UK was closed yesterday, the US markets were open and the Dow moving sharply to the downside there. Let's have a look at the DAX for yesterday, which was closed. So the last trading day for the DAX was the 28th of March. You can see there we had another new all-time high, and overnight the market is currently sideways to higher. So we've got a couple of bits of supply coming into the market as well for the 28th and also for the 27th and 28th there. So a bit of weakness around. Market is surprisingly resilient given the fact that the Dow moved sharply lower yesterday as well. So in the 30-minute chart, you can see that Thursday's trading session there, the market sideways, overnight market pulling back a bit, but nowhere near nothing compared to what happened in the Dow yesterday. Market remains sideways and is actually finding support. So expect the all-time high, 18,543, that was taken out or created, I should say, on the 28th, to be taken out today at some point. There seems to be no end to the madness with these markets continuing to move to the upside. And in the S&P 500, another all-time high created yesterday. You can see the market there at 5275. Once again, continuing to the upside. A bit of weakness there overnight following the sell-off that came during the trading session yesterday. Meanwhile, the UK was closed on Friday and yesterday, but overnight the market's moving to the upside there, and we have another high there, but not an all-time high of 7977. Given what's going on in the world, this is just plain insanity, but then it's been insanity since 2008 and more so from 2009 when the QE started. And there you can see this is the 28th of March, and then overnight a bit of weakness around there at the moment. So in the dollar, this continuing to move to the upside, putting a bit of pressure on silver, not so much gold. That continues to make new all-time highs, which we'll have a look at in just a moment, but having taken that resistance out there as well. Let's just backtrack slightly, have a look at what other economic news we've got this week. Wednesday, we've got CPI flash estimate for the Eurozone, and then we've also got the ADP. If we've got ADP, that means we've got non-farm payrolls. So let's have a look. Yeah, Friday, we've got the non-farm payrolls there as well. Just going back to tomorrow, we've got Powell speaking at 5:10 p.m. there as well, and a couple of others out later in the week. So it's FOMC this week, so that means we must be getting close again to the CPI numbers, so probably next week, but we'll look at that as and when we get to it. Right, let's have a look at the metals. And in the silver market, being allowed to move up for the last 2 days and overnight, but if the dollar continues, this will be slammed to the downside. You can see the slam yesterday, the LBMA slam at 130 every day without fail. More or less, it's a 99% situation, up overnight to the high of yesterday, but the market going to struggle there, and then they'll send the market down today with the LBMA as well. Meanwhile, in gold, continuing to make new all-time highs for this market, 22.65, silver not, and a 30-minute there of gold down yesterday, again slammed as the markets were quiet in Europe, and then up on the overnight. So let's have a look at the gold silver ratio, and there you'll see silver obviously under pressure as we've got a red bar there, and again expect this to continue to be hammered to the downside in the next coming few days. They don't want this price to go much higher than the $25 that they've already got. So if we just go back to the daily chart and also to the weekly, you'll see what I mean. We're heading to that area of resistance shown there. So we're getting close now for the next slam to the downside for the silver market. So the gold silver ratio sort of preempting this as well. We've got the 91 level there, and we're not quite there with the gold silver ratio yet, but it wouldn't take long to do that and then slam it back down like we saw here before. Right, let's have a quick look at the overnight 2 minute. I've got nothing for the 28th, so let's just have a quick catch up, see where we are. As we get back into the groove from today, we've got a new all-time high in the daily chart, which we've already seen. As there you can see 18,543. And then in the 2 minute, we've got a bit of weakness around at the moment for this market. And as you'll see, there are no pivot points because we haven't had a full day yet. We get back to this today. So you can still pick them up off the daily chart though if you wanted to. So you know exactly where you are, and then just mark those up manually. Okay, that's a quick whistle stop tour of trading from Thursday of last week in the US yesterday. So let's see what happens during today and say we're back to normal from tomorrow. That's it for this one. As ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next.